Welcome to Ready to Mosh, a podcast all about rock, metal and alternative music. I'm Kev P.
And I'm Gem G. Each episode will bring you the latest news, talk about new releases and review gigs and festivals that we've been to. There'll be a smattering of guest interviews and a lot of random chat.
As well as the podcast, you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at Ready to Moshcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 50 of Ready to Mosh.
Half a century.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed with the start.
No, still the same awkward silence.
Yeah.
And
We still don't know what to say after saying hello. Maybe by episode 100 we'll know what to do. But it is a very special episode. We have an amazing guest on, the awesome Baz from Massive Wagons.
Yep, someone who we are huge fans of.
And it was an absolute pleasure to chat to him. So without further ado, we will go into the interview.
Right, it's a special episode today. We've got a very fantastic guest on. We've got the magnificent Baz from Massive Wagons.
How's it going?
How's it going, mate? You good?
Nice to meet you. I'm alright, yeah. Thank you very much, yeah. Not too bad. How are you? Good?
Yeah, we're good, thank you. We're very good. First off, because I know it's not been said enough, but congratulations on number 6 in the UK charts with Triggered.
Oh, hey, thank you very much. It's I can't really believe any of it. Really, it's quite an unusual feeling. But to be honest,
Did you ever think that it'd ever kind of get to, when you were kind of like writing it, recording it, that it'd be so successful?
no, absolutely not. I don't suppose you do. No, particularly not being a rock band. Because rock music isn't massively commercial anymore, is it? Really, it's sort of, it's still around and it's still got a strong following and there's there's a massive fan base, but the commercial side of it is sort of had its day, I think, a little bit. The sort of 80s and 90s were the end of it, really, weren't they? There's not really any big... I think it'll come back around again, but, just got to... All these bands have just got to keep going and until it sort of comes back in fashion again, but... No, yeah, I'm amazed. It's great, loads of bands are doing it now. It's good to see, the Crows and Scarlet Rebels and all these bands, they're all having a bit of that, aren't they? The chart success, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good to see.
And so you're back out on the road on the 13th of April then. How are rehearsals for that going?
All right, rehearsals? All right. Yeah. What's the rehearse? No, good, yeah. We've just moved. We have a practice space, our own kind of unit, and we've had it for 3 years, and we've just moved into a new one these last couple of weeks, and the place is much better. It's a lot warmer, this place. It's good. But yeah, practice is going well. Yeah, going all right. Yeah, not so bad. Yeah, we've sort of changed the set list up quite a bit. Taken out quite a few of the songs that are kind of hardcore staple songs in the Massive Wagons set, if you like. I hope people don't mind too much. One or two of them we've been playing for sort of 10 years, and we've sort of chopped them off the list a little bit. We thought we'd in the favour of trying to give a bit of new stuff a bit of a go. But yeah, no, practice is going well. Yeah, I can't wait.
How do you actually prepare for a tour? Kind of like with the support bands, the venues. How much of a nightmare is it?
It's not a nightmare for me because I don't organise it anymore. I'm not allowed anywhere near any of that stuff. We have an input. Terry, our manager, she's like bang into all that. She loves all the organising and dealing with people and sorting things out. And we're really lucky to have her to do that. And it's good. It is tricky. It is tricky getting. People say, "Oh, why aren't you coming here? And why aren't you coming to our town on this tour?" But a lot of the time, there's lots of factors. There's some venues aren't available, or some of the guys, 3 of the guys in the band still work full-time jobs. They're self-employed, so they can get as much time off as they want. But they still got to get around work, and we've all got families and other things. And sometimes you just can't go everywhere that you want to go. You just have to make the best of it, really. Which is why often we'll do like 2 halves to a tour. We'll have this half, and then later in the year we'll try and get to some other places that we couldn't get to. Maybe in like November we'll do like part 2 of the tour or something. It just there's a lot of bands wanting to tour, isn't there? So it's a case of trying to get your slot in the venues day after day. It's a nightmare. I'm glad I don't have to organise it. To be honest, it'd be awful. It'd be useless. But yeah, no, we organise. Yeah, we're organised quite well now. We've been doing it a while, so it's supposed to support bands. Yeah, I mean, we're always that conversation always starts in our office with me, Adam, and Terry, and then we throw a few names around. And we've always been a band that we feel that when you come and watch us, we want the whole night to be amazing. You know, we want, for people that are forking out money to come and see you, we want the support band to be as good, you know, to be as good as we can possibly manage. You know, really brilliant bands. We don't want a band that are just going to fill some time and then we're going to come on stage and blow them away. We want to play with some amazing bands. We always try to get the best support bands we can. The Virgin Marys, I mean, they're amazing, absolutely incredible. I don't know if you're aware of them. They've been going longer than we have, and they've been to America and supported Slash and done all sorts. They're absolutely incredible, and it's going to be tough for us to follow them, but it's going to be good.
I was actually really pleasantly surprised to see that they're kind of like your support for the next bit. I've been listening to them for a while, and they are really, really good.
Yeah, they're incredible. You know, I mean, we just asked them. We just said, "Do you fancy it? You know, do you want to do it?" And they were like, "Yeah." You know, they could have said no, and I would have totally understood that. You know, they're more special guests than support. You know, I like to think of bands as special guests. We're going to take them out, and they're going to reap their reward. Hopefully, play to packed out venues, and you know, whatever. We'll do some gigs in the future and stuff. It's we don't look down on bands playing before you. It's just the support. It's like a special guest thing. You know, we love them and admire what they do and think they're amazing, and like we just want to present them to our fans, and you know, hopefully they can do really well. You know, whatever.
Yeah, and we actually discovered Chris Catalyst when he supported you back in, was it September 21?
Yeah. Yeah, and House of Noise too. Yeah, well, Chris is in a band called the Eureka Machines in October. Yeah. And like, I remember when we started out, they were on what was the big rock station at the time called that vanished?
Scuzz?
No. It was Dewsbury from Primordial was on there, and everybody was on there, and it was this like really, what the bloody hell was it called? And everybody got laid off. Oh Christ, I can't remember. It was a big station at the time, and it was around for a year or two, and then it vanished. Anyway, I heard them on there, the Eureka Machines on there, and they were doing really well, and their album got in the charts and whatever. And it was just like, wow, I really admire these guys. I want to do what they're doing. And Chris is a really amazing guy, and we bumped into him doing some stuff with the Wild Arts, you see. And then I was like, wow, you're the guy from the Eureka Machines, and yeah, we just became friends. And I asked him if he wanted his solo project to come out and tour with us, and he was well up for it. It was great.
He almost missed the Nottingham slot as well.
What, when he played with us, did he?
Yeah.
Last time with Ugly Kid Joe.
Last time with the Ugly Kid Joe, yeah.
Oh, all right. I see. Yeah. Oh, you did that as well, didn't he? He opened up, didn't he?
Yeah.
One-man band. Amazing. Yeah, what a guy. Yeah. I love him. He's ace. Team Rock. That was the radio. Do you remember it? Team Rock.
Yeah, I remember the name of it.
Sorry, it just came to me.
It's like burst of Tourette's. Just Team Rock. Team Rock.
Yeah. Just going back to the set list then, because you mentioned you're changing it up a bit. How do you actually pick the set list and decide what to stop playing and which new ones to bring in?
Well, that's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, we generally have like the ones that you can't get rid of. You know, there's maybe 4 or 5 that you think, right, they've got to be in there. You know, people expect those songs, and you've got to play those. And then you've got to sort of. It's hard to craft a set. You've got to sort of. All the songs have got to work together, one after another. They've got to work. You know, you've got to think about guitar changes and keys and tempo and stuff like that. You don't want a slow one, then a fast one, then a slow one, and a slow one, and a fast one. You want to sort of make it. You want to structure it and make it flow, if you like. And there are lots of sides to it. But this time we've sort of been a bit bolder really, and got rid of 2 or 3 of these sort of stalwart songs in favour of some newer stuff with it. Because it's kind of representative of where the band is now, this newer music, and we just want to play. We don't want to be one of those bands that plays the same songs every time. We realise that we play the UK a lot because especially at the moment, it's hard to get anywhere else. We do try our best to get into Europe as much as we can. But, you know, we have to fall back on the UK, and it's not a massive place. You know, if we lived in Germany, you could just tour Germany for the rest of your life and still never play to the same bloody same people. But we realise in this country, you're playing to a lot of the same people, and it's amazing that they come and see you again and again. It blows my mind. But, you know, we just want to play something, go out and play something, give them a different show. Don't play the same old songs that you heard last time and the time before, you know. So I hope people enjoy it, you know.
So with the tour, what kind of toll does it take on kind of like you, the band? Because it's a lot of hard work.
What toll does it take? That bus stinks for a start. It's awful. Toll. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to moan about it. It's sort of 2 weeks away on a bus. The bus looks glamorous and everything, but it's not that glamorous, really. You've got like 10, 11, 12 people living on it, and you're all kind of on top of each other a bit at times. And it does get a bit tedious, and you do get on each other's wick. And there's not really anywhere to go, to get out of the way, really. But, it's worth it. When the shows are really going well and everybody's buzzing and had a good night, when we did the Darkness tour, that was a month. That was the longest we'd sort of been out. That was like a month on the bus. And when you get into a routine and a flow and all the nights are going well, it's a good atmosphere. Everyone's buzzing. And you sort of get into a routine for the next day and everything just works really well. But when you get home, you're generally ill for a week. You've generally... Your body sort of winds down. Every time I've come off that bus anyway, your body sort of winds down and you relax. It's like being at a festival. I'm sure you'll have been to a festival, and then you come home and you get the festival lurgy. You end up being ill, don't you, for a week? Because your body's just kind of gone. You kind of do that, and it just sort of is open to everything. Then you just get ill. And you obviously have tons of washing to do, so because there's nowhere to wash your clothes for a month. So, but I'm not going to moan. It's good fun. It's an experience, isn't it? It's good. I like it. It's good to be on the bus. It's better than staying in a hotel or anything. Being in a hotel's a nightmare because it costs a lot of money for all your crew and everything. And you come out of a venue on the bus. You can get on the bus, go to sleep, and wake up at the next venue the next day. You're rested, and it makes sense. Whereas hotels, you have to go back to the hotel, go to bed, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, back in the van, drive to the venue, and it just makes no sense. When you got a lot of dates. So yeah, you're just tired, I suppose, after the time on the road. But yeah, no, it's good fun. I like it.
So I just wanted to ask about some of the charity work that you've done previously, and most recently you did the anti-bullying campaign with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation for Football Haters. How did that collaboration come about? Did you approach them, or did they come to you?
No, yeah, I think we approached them. That was to be honest, that was Terry's. That was Terry, our manager's idea to try and get the Sophie Lancaster Foundation involved. It was a great idea, and it worked really well. It just became. It sort of snowballed a little bit, We just started off as a small thing, and then we made made some videos, and went to a school and did talk to a couple of classes of kids, and raised some money, and people bought them foam fingers. And it's often how these things start. They just start out with a song, and then you have a meeting in the office and think, what can we do here? And then things get added on, and then somebody else comes along and says, can I get involved and do this? And you want to do that? And it's brilliant. People like to see something succeeding like that, and they want to get involved. So that's generally how it happens. It just rolls along and gets bigger and bigger. It was great to do it. I'm glad we raised a bit of money for them.
That's really cool. So one of the things that I'm really curious about is the merch. So the range of merch you sell is just insane.
It's like the Sunday market, isn't it?
So like the things like the who comes up with the shirt designs, and what made you sell rock?
Rock. To be honest, that was I do believe that decision was down to Josie from the Hot Down. That was because she works with Terry, our manager. They run their management company, RTM, and I think that was Josie's idea. To be honest, rock. I can't remember exactly why we got the rock, but we did, and I've still got about 3,000 sticks of it in our office. So I don't think it goes out of date. I don't really know what to do with it, to be honest.
It'll last forever. It'll survive nuclear winters.
I think it will. Yeah, I googled it. If it ever goes out of date, and it says technically it never goes out of date. So there you go.
And just on the subject of merch. Jigsaws. So there's a Wagons jigsaw, but I was listening to the podcast, and in one of the particular podcasts, one of the things that went in the bin was a jigsaw.
Yeah, jigsaws. Yeah, I don't see the point in jigsaws myself. I think they're a colossal waste of fucking time. I don't understand them. It's just a giant picture covered in lines.
Yeah.
It's taken hours to put together. And then what do you do with it? You just break it up and put it back in the box again. I don't really understand it, but there you go. What do I know?
So you have got the Wagons podcast now, Triggered, that you do with Adam. What was the kind of beginnings of getting that off the ground?
Yeah, well, we used to do the beer monkeys thing. We used to do sample craft ales and stuff, and talk about beer. Stuff we know nothing about really. But that kind of we kind of ran out of steam a bit with that. I don't know what, we had a bit of downtime and then never really got back to it, to be honest. And I'm not drinking on the head now, so it's kind of pointless really. But so we wanted to start something new to do with a new album. We started the Triggered podcast. It was originally called Bin It Together. It was a bit of a takeoff of Room 101, the programme. But if anybody asks, it wasn't anything to do with that. And then it's kind of changed into the Triggered podcast. We sort of get people's gripes and moans and talk about them and we discuss whether we think they're reasonable or not. It's just a bit of fun, really. It's just a bit of harmless banter, just a bit of comedy, I suppose. Don't take ourselves too seriously, so it's good fun. It's a different. I think it's good. It's kind of a different. It's like a different platform to get your name out there. We've got the podcast on numerous platforms. Podcast download platforms and YouTube and whatnot. People might pick up the name, pick it up, and like it, and check the band out. And it's just another angle, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah,
definitely. One of the other things that I love that you guys do is the videos that you've done. Like, where do these come from? Do you have like a director that decides this is what we need to do, or do you input to it?
I'd have worn the cheerleader out before you if I'd have known. If I'd have known you were a fan, I'd have put it on. Yeah, that was horrible, wasn't it? I don't know whose idea that was. We use a company called Video Inc. Generally, they did the Generation Prime video, and they did the skateboard video, and it was probably Adam's idea. The guy from Video Inc. I called Adam Barker to dress me up as a woman. To be honest, he's got a bit of a sick sense of humour. But yeah, no, they're amazing. Yeah, they take a bit. It's just throwing ideas around, and we'll give him the songs, and he'll come back with some ideas, and we'll say what we like, what we don't like, and then we just hash it out really, and come up with a structure. And the longer we wanted the Generation Prime video. We wanted to do a video. I mean, it cost a lot more to make that video because it's not a performance video, and we didn't want to do another performance video. Most of our videos are performance videos, and as great as they are, and they do save you a lot of money. We've kind of done it, and it's kind of a bit samey and a bit boring. So we wanted to make a video with a story and a bit of character, and it took a few more days to film it, and quite a lot more effort. But I think it was worth it in the end. We got Benji on there, which was incredible. He's like a flipping force of nature, that guy. He showed up to the video shoot about 6 hours late. Turned up, he did his bit, half an hour, bang, he was gone. It's like a genie that appeared, did his bit. It was absolutely incredible, and then just went, and then just amazing, like Father Christmas. No, yeah, the videos are a lot of fun to make. Yeah, they are. It's good fun.
Just following on from that, then the Generation Prime collaboration with Benji, how did that come about to start with?
Well, to be honest, we've never had anybody else on a track before. Like a collaboration, and we thought, with this album, I come up with the idea. I said, I think that'd be good. I'd like to try and get somebody on there who's different, who's a bit unexpected, maybe for us, maybe a bit of a crossover type thing. We had a lot of people names written down, and quite a lot of them weren't available. To be honest, they all got back to us and said, "Thanks for asking. We really appreciate it. We can't make it happen this time. Whatever." It was fair enough. But Benji was like, "Yeah, banging. I'm absolutely well up for it. It's top guy." And I'm a big admirer of him. I think Wagons and Skindred, although we don't sound anything alike, I think we share something of a sort of a common sort of thing. They've been going a long time, and they've been grafting at it for a long time, and they're really making a go of it. And we've been going a long time, and it's all about the sort of live party sort of thing. They're a big, massive, one of the best frontmen ever, Benji, I think. And very flamboyant and bright and bold. And yeah, he was well up for it. And we let him write. I didn't know how he sang, you see. I gave him the song, and I said, look, I've never heard you sing. I don't know if you sing, because I know he does. He said to me on the phone, he said, normally when people contact me, they just want rent-a-ragger. Like, okay. I said, honestly, mate, I said, you write whatever you want, sing whatever you want, whatever you think you can do on this song, you do it, and we'll see what it's like. And he came back with a rough demo of what he's on the track that he does, and I said, that's amazing, we'll keep all that. So then he went away and recorded it properly, and then we stuck it all in. It was amazing. He sings like an absolute bird. He's an amazing singer, and he does a bit of the ragga thing and a bit of rapping. Yes.
All right, so now we've got the quickfire round. So we've got selection questions. Hopefully you may have been asked a couple of these before, but I'm hoping not many.
Okay.
So just think of the first thing that comes into your head.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
All right. Your podcast.
Question 1. What was the first album you owned?
The first album I owned? Well, it was one of two. I can't remember. It was either Rainbow Rising, which I bought from a car boot sale when I was young, and that was pretty cool. And the other one I bought was Michael Jackson Bad.
That was a really good album.
Yeah, it was amazing. I remember buying that with some birthday money when I was a kid. Now I can't remember which one I bought first. It could have been Michael Jackson Bad, to be honest. I'm pretty proud of that. That's a pretty good one, I think. But,
that's a great. It's not a bad one. That
probably that, I think. Yeah.
What would be your death row meal? So you get a starter, a main, a pudding, and a drink.
Right, starter would have to be starter. Little meat. I've had Pete. If you've got Italian or anything, sometimes you get like meatballs.
Yeah,
like little meatballs. They're nice. Oh, I like them. So meatballs in tomato sauce for my starter. For my main course, I would have toad in the hole with toad in the hole gravy, chips and gravy. I think massive toad in the hole with Cumberland sausages in it. That's what my main course would be. My dessert would have to be crikey, rhubarb crumble with custard. Do you like rhubarb?
Good choice.
If I had a drink would be. Well, I don't drink anymore. Ginger beer. I'm addicted to ginger beer. Stop drinking, you see. The only thing, and I'm hooked on drinking ginger beer, so I do like that. So one of them, a ginger beer, yeah.
Well, I think I can safely say that I don't think we've had any of those choices before.
No, I think they're all unique.
They are all unique, yeah.
Surprise.
What was the first gig that you watched?
First gig I ever went to was Pulp at Morecambe Dome. They've knocked Morecambe Dome down, unfortunately. It was a great venue, but yeah, Pulp. When I was, crikey, I'll have been 15, I think I was, yeah.
That's a really good opener.
Yeah, they were amazing. They were supposed to have. Who were they supposed to be supporting them? There was somebody really great supposed to be supporting them as well, but they never showed up. It could have been somebody like Shed 7 or somebody like that.
Oh, like bit of Britpop.
I could have been like 95 or something. But I remember going in, I was like 15, so I'd never been to a gig before. I didn't know what to expect at all. And it was like full of people that looked like Jarvis Cocker. I was like, who are all these people? Where do they live? I've never seen people like this out on the street. Everybody's in like brown drain pipe pants with like brown shirts, greasy hair, you know. I'm like, where am I? It was amazing. Pulp are amazing. I think they were great band.
Hey, what are your favourite crisps?
Favourite crisps? It's Canadian ham, Seabrook Canadian ham.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
I like Seabrook crisps. I think they're probably my favourites. Yeah, I like Skips. Are they crisps or are they snacks? I don't know.
I think they're technically classed as crisps.
Yeah.
Or Skips. Skips. I could probably eat a potato sack full of Skips if I was pushed. Okay,
so what would be your dream tour lineup? So you can include yourselves if you want, but if there was a dream tour lineup for you.
Right, a dream tour lineup. Oh, crikey. Bloody hellfire. Well, I do like it. I do love my 90s the 90s indie stuff. I do love all that stuff. I did have tickets to go and watch the Stone Roses years ago when they reformed, but I had to get rid of them because we had a gig. So unfortunately, I had to sell them. So I was gutted about it. So I'd like to see them, Stone Roses. I've seen AC/DC quite a few times. They're just the most amazing band live. So, oh my God, I don't know. Stone Roses.
You've got two good choices there.
There you go. I don't know. It's too much of a massive question. I've never seen Judas Priest before. I'd love to see Judas Priest. I've never seen them before. Massive Judas Priest fan. I've never seen them. You put me on the spot with music and films, and my mind just goes blank. Ask me about food, and I've got it. I can talk all night. But music, I'm knackered. Next question.
Well, we're back onto food and drink now. You'll be pleased.
Oh, here we go.
But I think you might have already answered this one anyway. But what's your pre-gig drink?
Pre-gig drink? Only drink water. Never drink before. Well, I don't drink now anyway. But never ever drank before I go on stage. Never. If I ever have a beer, it's kind of after the gig. Might have one, but never ever drink before I go on stage. I'm too paranoid. If I have one, and you get that kind of sort of beery sort of thing in your head, and you sort of I can feel the effects of a beer. I get paranoid that I'm going to forget words and everything. So I just, even though I probably won't, I just leave it alone. Just don't drink it. It's just water before I go on stage. Being a singer as well, just drink water, really. To be honest, it's a bit lame an answer, isn't it? But that's the truth.
To be honest, you're not the first person that said that.
No, I was just going to say, I think every vocalist we've asked has said water to that one. So.
Yeah, well, people want a good night, don't they? I mean, some bands like Phil Mogg. I've heard recordings of Phil Mogg. He used to go on stage absolutely paralytic every night, and be absolutely amazing. He could barely speak between songs, but when it came to singing, he could sing like an angel, and he knew all the words. Where I'm too paranoid. People are paid to have a good night, so we'll have a drink after the job's done. That's my opinion.
Okay, next one. What biscuit are you?
Fucking hell. What biscuit am I?
Yeah. If you were a biscuit, what biscuit would you be? I told you might not have been asked these before.
There's a lot to consider there, isn't there? A pink wafer. I don't know why. I like the idea of being a pink wafer. I don't bet nobody's picked that, have they? That's why.
No, nobody's picked a pink wafer.
I don't think so.
Who else have you had on here? What have they picked? Tell me what some other people have picked. Do you remember?
Alice from Lake Malice chose... It was an Italian biscuit, wasn't it? A fancy Italian biscuit.
Yeah. A few people have gone for Jaffa cake, but we've argued that's not a biscuit, so we make them pick again.
Yeah, you're
Jaffa
into Jaffa cake. Now, a pink wafer. I don't know why.
I love a pink wafer. I think they're great.
Good, aren't they? Underrated biscuits.
Definitely.
Right, last one of the quickfire round then is, what was the last song that you listened to?
The last song I listened to, I tell you, God's honest truth. About 15 minutes ago, before we started this, I was sat in my living room. My little girl, Lila, she's obsessed with Britain's Got Talent. Obsessed with it, absolutely obsessed with it. She watches it all the time. And America's Got Talent. And we were watching that, and there was a little girl on there singing, "How can I live without you?"
Oh, yeah.
Without. I can't remember how it goes. That's the last song I listened to, that one.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that was the last quickfire question. So we can get back to the normal stuff.
Let's go back to the boring stuff, eh?
So, obviously, Triggered, massive success. So then, after Triggered, kind of what's the plans for the next album?
Well, we're going to write it first. Start writing it. It's always the hardest. It's always the hardest part of an album is starting it. You're always there's always a little bit of pressure from the last album. If it did well. After Phil Nelson got to like 16, I think, and then when I went to start writing House of Noise, I remember feeling like, oh my God, there's a bit of expectation now, and there's few more eyes on us, and we can't. Because we've always just sort of gone with the flow and just not really cared, and just whatever comes out, and that's always just how it's been. But then I thought, oh man, we've had this a bit of chart success. Is that the right thing to do, or do we need to start being a bit more serious about how we approach writing albums? Or else are people going to see through us? Is it going to work again? This sort of lazy attitude. But then we got sort of one or two songs written, and they sounded all right. And then we just went back to how we normally do it, and just kind of went with the flow. And Triggered was the same. That was all right. And Adam sent me a few ideas this time, and we seem to be getting better at starting albums now. And they've got a couple of ideas on the go and written a few words. And after the tour, you see, because we're rehearsing for the tour most of the time now, we'll crack on with writing some more songs. So it'll probably take 2 years. It always takes, no matter how fast we try and write albums, it always takes bloody 2 years for some reason. I don't know why.
What's the actual process for writing a Wagons album then, in terms of, do you write the lyrics and then the music, and who writes what across the band?
Yeah, well, it has changed slightly. I mean, it's generally always been Adam who'll come up with some guitar stuff, some melodies and some bits and pieces of verses and chorus ideas, and then he sends them to me, and I have a big long list. Of crap on my phone that are like phrases or inspirations, or if I hear a word or somebody say something or I have an idea, I just write it down on my phone. Just a big long list of ideas, and he sends me some music, and I generally listen to the music, and I'll scroll through this list on my phone, and see if anything sort of connects, and I think, I like that, or I can remember what I was thinking when I wrote that. I like that. We'll go with that, and just all you need is a spark, really. But now we have Stephen as well. Stephen in the band, he's awesome as well at writing music. He sends stuff, and that's generally how it starts. And with this album, Adam started sort of sending me ideas with drums and stuff already on, there's stuff that's a little bit more advanced, than you can the song takes shape a bit more before I get it. But they send me the music, I write the words, and we have sort of 50% of it done, and then we take it to practice and to the lads, and then everybody throws their bits in then, and we start sort of hashing it out and seeing where it goes and trying to, create a structure or whatever. Yeah, it's good. It's good fun writing music. I love it, yeah.
So the tour is going through April up to I think it's the 25th. I think that's correct. Yep, April the 25th. What's the plans for after that? Is it some more shows later in the year, or?
Well, it'll be May. Yeah, it'll be kind of festival, coming into festivals then, won't it? We've got a few festivals on the go. We're trying to get more into Europe again. Trying to hit Europe as much as we can. Hopefully, we're trying to get on some European festivals in the summer. There's some irons in the fire, if you like, and some stuff going on. And then hopefully plan a second half of the tour later in the year. To be honest, those dates have been talked about, and I don't know. It's all kind of on the go at the moment, to be honest. Yeah.
Festival-wise, is there any that you can say yet, or?
You want me to say that we're playing Stone Dead, don't you?
Well, I'd love you to play Stone Dead, because we'll be there.
I know what you're doing. I can't say, can I? I'm not allowed. That's not a clue either. Festivals, we're playing... I honestly can't. I'm awful at remembering what we're doing from one day to the next. We're playing... what are we playing? What's it called? There's one in Manchester. Oh my God, my head's gone. No, I can't remember. We've got a big one there's a big one in Manchester. We're playing. We're in Royal Republic. Yeah, we're not doing that many. We're doing Chepstow Castle. That's right. In Wales, we're doing the Chepstow Castle. Crows did the Chepstow Castle thing last year for a guy called Alid, and we're doing it. We're doing it this year with Gun and Scarlet Rebels, and then we're doing. We're doing Winter Storm in Scotland in Troon, which is another festival. We did that about 5 years ago, I think, and it was brilliant. And we're doing that again. It's there's some great bands on that as well. Uli John Roth's playing it, and Bernie Marsden, and can't wait for that. What the bloody hell's the name of that festival in Manchester? I can't remember. My head's gone. I'll probably get in bother anyway, but I can't remember.
That's it. You can't spill everything just yet. I'm sure there's.
No, you're asking the wrong man. God. We can talk about Toad in the Hole again if you want. I know about that.
That's it. You
ask me about that.
Love a bit of Toad in the Hole.
Toad in the Hole. Now you're talking. Firefest. Sorry,
Baz, what was it?
I thought it was called Firefest. Is it called Firefest?
Was it Firestorm?
Firestorm. There you go. I knew I'd remember. Firestorm. There you go. You claim Firestorm in the summer. Really can't wait for that. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Right, well, thank you so much for coming on to chat to us, Baz. It's been great to talk to you. Good luck with the tour, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, no worries. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that interview with Baz. We had a great time chatting with him. So thank you for listening. And as always, we are on Twitter and Instagram at Ready to Mosh Cast. We're on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube at Ready to Mosh. So give us a like, share, follow, and of course 5 stars on whichever platform you're listening on. And we'll be back next week.
We made it to 50, Moog.